So here is the spin column and collection tube after spinning, and what you can see is that the liquid's been forced by centrifugal force through the column, and the liquid is down here in the bottom of the collection tube. All of the DNA, which is what we're interested in, is in the spin column. So I'm going to take the spin column out, just pops out like that, and I'm going to discard this eluate by just pouring it out into a bin. Okay, there's really nothing toxic about it. Put the spin column back in. Now I have DNA on that spin column, but I also have a lot of proteins and other cell debris that could interfere in downstream applications. In other words, they could degrade and compromise my DNA sample. So I want to do a wash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the spin column, put it back in my rack, and then I'm going to wash. I'm going to wash using 300 microliters of a salt solution. It's called CB, and it's made of chemicals that are called chaotrophic salts. And what they do is they denature proteins, and they also degrade lipids, and they do some other things too. So that salt solution is going to go into the spin column, and it won't affect the DNA, but it will denature any proteins that are in there, which will cause them to leave the column and be washed out. And the same is true for structures like membranes. So this is a washing or a cleaning step. So I'm going to set my pipetter to 300 microliters. We use 300 in this protocol. There's our 300 microliters. Load the appropriate blue tip. Get my solution of CB is what we have it labeled as. And if you bought a kit, you'd have little bottles with their proper labels all on them. Down to the first stop, in the tip goes. I make sure the tip is below the line of the liquid the whole time. Draw up to get 300 microliters. And I put this on top of the spin column. Ditch that tip. Close it up. And the liquid is now on top above the column itself, and I want to force it through so it can do that washing for me. So what I'm going to do again is centrifuge for 1 minute at 10,000 G, just like I showed you in the last section.